G'day guys, welcome to my sub 250 Gold Coast Marathon series. Week 1 is in the books, and I bet you're wondering, how'd you go, Ryan? Well, this is what Runna had planned for us. We had 3 runs. This week we only started halfway through the week, so it was a little bit less volume than what we can expect in future weeks. I also snuck a parkrun in on Saturday. So Wednesday was the first run, 9k easy. Thursday we had our first speed workout in 8 months. So that was pretty exciting. And then Sunday we had a 18 kilometer long run. So for a visualization of my progress and my plan, I'm doing a little progress park where after each run I'm going to automatically generate one random animal, and I'm going to add that to progress park to reflect the progress we're making, and also so we can look back at the end of the run and see all the animals we've added to the park, ready to go for the Gold Coast Marathon. In addition, for each run, I'm going to run it through ChatGPT just to get some feedback and have it evaluate how it thinks I did, and also how it thinks I'm tracking towards that goal of sub 250. In addition to my runs, I'm also doing some strength training, I'm doing mobility work, recovery, as well as adding some cross training into the program. So for this week, I did 4 strength sessions, a push, a pull, a legs, and then I also did a running focus session. So those all really helped. I knocked over 5 yoga sessions for the week. I only do relatively short yoga sessions, it just feels so much more manageable, and I feel like I benefit more if I do regular short sessions than 1 or 2 long sessions for the week. I also had 4 saunas for the week, all about 20 minutes, as well as getting into the compression boots 3 times. So I'm hoping all the recovery does help and I can boost my longevity through this training program. My cross training for the week, I did 30 minutes on the Stairmaster, staying in zone 2. I find that's really helpful and good non-impact. It's also really good for the glute knee, which doesn't get as much work through my strength sessions, so it's good to add that in, and it doesn't really take any toll on my body, I find. I also did 22 minutes of HIIT on the exercise bike, so I did a 37-second sprint followed by 60 seconds steady, and did that for 22 minutes. That really makes me exhausted. It doesn't reflect in the heart rate data, but I tell you, it's hard. And then on Thursday, I did a 900 meter swim. I did 800 meters of freestyle, 100 meters of breaststroke. For some reason, I just think the breaststroke's going to be really good for my knees and my hips. Is that based on anything? No, just a hunch. But I'm hoping to bump that up to 1 kilometer. I just got to the pool a little bit late and they were trying to pack up, so I had to get out of there. Now, let's take a look at the runs. The first run of the week was on the Wednesday, and it was my 9 kilometer easy run.
Today marks day 1 of my Gold Coast Marathon training block. Just a nice, easy 9 kilometer loop of the Brisbane River during my lunch break. Not too hot, not too sunny, and it feels good to be out here.
And so this is what ChatGPT had to say about my first run of the training block. Overall verdict, this was a good easy run. Not flashy, not sloppy, mostly controlled. It did the job it was supposed to do. It scored me 8.5 out of 10. That's a pretty solid start. What it liked, I respected the session intent. My heart rate stayed aerobic and not forced. And the pace variation it thought was acceptable. His takeaways is green flags, correct session execution, controlled heart rate, no evidence of overreaching, solid first easy day. Yellow flags, I did this run in my old shoes, so I was wearing my Auroras. They've got over 800 kilometers on them. They should be retired. ChatGPT didn't like this. On to my second run of the week, the speed session, the first one that I've done in 8 months, and this went really well, I thought.
Hey guys, today was my first speed workout in 8 months, and it was hard, but I did so much better than I thought I would. We started with a 2.5 kilometer jog to warm up. Then we got into 5 reps of 1 kilometer with a 90-second walk in between. The goal time was 3:45 to 4:05 per kilometer. I pushed most of them to around 3:40 to 3:50. There was the 3rd kilometer, which Garmin glitched, as it often does running under the bridges in Brisbane, and it gave me an extra 100 meters to run, which wasn't very nice. So, good session, I feel good, the body feels good, the paces didn't feel too hard. I'm obviously not where I was 8 months ago, but I'm a lot further ahead than I thought it'd be.
What ChatGPT thought of this workout? The big picture verdict? 9 out of 10. This is a seriously strong return to speed, not just good for first session back, this is objectively good. Arguable. Pacing pattern almost perfect, slightly spicy. Thought I was too eager early, but it did like that I didn't implode and I finished apparently like a weapon. What it doesn't realize is that the GPS glitched when I went under the bridge, so that 3rd kilometer, which looks slow, actually was my probably 2nd fastest kilometer. What it thinks this run says about my fitness is I'm not starting from scratch, my speed memory is intact, my threshold is already decent, and my aerobic base supported the session. Honestly, these splits are closer to a sub 245 profile than a struggling sub 3 runner. He's just trying to gas me up a little bit, isn't he? Green lights, completed session cleanly, strong pacing control, finished strong, no breakdown mid-session, and confidence clearly building. Yellow lights, slightly overcooking early, hero last rep, come on mate, and the hip needs ongoing monitoring, but it's going alright, it's going alright. Final verdict, this wasn't just a return, this was a statement session. The engine's back online, don't just redline it yet. Run 3 for a week was a sneaky added parkrun. We went to Barimba Parkrun, and if you want to see what Barimba Parkrun is like, check out our ranking video here. What ChatGPT has to say about that run? Progressive and controlled. I built into it like a proper session. But it said this was not easy. And context matters. After my first interval session in 8 months, in week 1 of a marathon training block, while coming off injury, this was a good run, but was it in the right week? It's a fair question. Final verdict, this run was very good in isolation, but too aggressive in this context. It's like adding a second espresso to an already strong coffee. Don't drink coffee. Pre-workout though, double scoop, whoa. Just gotta calm myself down a little bit. And my 4th and final run of the week was the first long run of the block, where we did an 18-kilometer long run along the Redcliffe waterfront.
Happy Sunday, guys. We're now on the final run of the first week of our training block. And it's our first long run of the training block. Just a nice, easy 18K. I'm here along the Redcliffe waterfront. Nice and scenic. Weather's not the best, but actually keeps it nice and cool. So I'm feeling good. The goal is just to keep the heart rate between 135 and 150. We want to put a little bit of pace into it, but still keep that heart rate in zone 2. My first 7 or 8K of this long run is all with a really nice tailwind, which makes it feel quite easy. So when I turn around at the end, it's going to be a bit of a wake-up call. We'll see if we can keep that heart rate low enough. Can confirm, I've now turned around to take on the headwind. It's going to be a brutal 8 or 9 kilometers. And that is the long run completed. The last 3 or 4 kilometers pushed me a little bit. I'm going to say I struggled. The sun came out, it got a bit warm, but we got through it. We got through week 1, no injuries, ahead of our targets, so pretty happy with how things are going so far.
ChatGPT's overall verdict of this one, 9 out of 10. Apparently exactly what my marathon self wanted. Not exciting, not heroic. It's correct. Apparently the anatomy of this run had a very controlled effort, which is gold, the heart rate sat in the right areas, no big spikes, no panic surges. What ChatGPT loved was there was no fade, I didn't slow dramatically, didn't lose form, and I didn't mentally check out, I just kept ticking. From a coaching lens, he said, green lights, excellent aerobic control, strong durability signal, and good pacing awareness. Yellow lights, slight intensity creep across the week. Long run edging towards moderate, not easy. Accumulating fatigue risk? Not yet, but watching. Told me to keep the long run boring 80% of the time. Final verdict, this was a very strong aerobic foundation with a slight competitive itch baked in. Like a long, slow-cooked meal where you added just a little bit of extra spice. So that's what ChatGPT thinks of my week. What do you guys think of my week? Let me know down in the comments, and I will catch you for week 2.